jump in for game number 7.
Come on. Oh, sorry, game 7. Well, game 1 of this day. Game 7.
This is a big day for everybody
Come on.
involved. We crown a Major 2 champion. If it's not for the prize money, maybe the acts of champions or the bragging rights to be the best in the
Peter and
world. We
Polio,
also have 6
first place.
global championship
We are all
spots
excited,
up
chat.
for
We are all
grabs.
excited.
Some teams already have them secured, so we could have a roll down situation in Monster with these 6 games. One
Be great,
last
be great,
day
be great.
to really put your name on the map and keep your journey going, because you don't want to have to go through that last chance global qualifier.
Yeah, definitely. Things get much more difficult later on.
Only 2 though. Only 2 teams.
Take a look at this. Veno, Agers, Chance,
Oh,
and
what a drop
Madden
from Veno.
sticking to their drops as we sort of expected them to be contested, not to fully have the
2
drops
teams.
to
The other team
themselves.
swerved. The
However,
other team
it's
left.
Quite the nice surprise,
They went
I'm sure,
mountain.
even for them to only have
The
a
other team went
single
mountain.
team here
Oh my gosh.
directly contesting them.
Yeah, they're not the only ones changing things up on this side of the map. I saw on the feed Aoxy Jojo Fishy taking out
left.
Void and Magma. That's another
Oh.
team that's just towards their west.
Dozier
It's
and Ishu
Dozier
take
and
down Kaya.
Ishu. This is a fight yesterday. We saw them kind of
Nice.
go back and forth. Each team winning their respective off spawns, maybe
3
potentially
shotguns.
trying to stay
Not
alive
what you wanna
as a
see.
solo. And sometimes all you need is that one-day difference. It's time to kind of recollect, figure out what went wrong, and fix it. But
Yep.
also figure out what went right and how to replicate it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, this is their get back. They lost, I want to say, about 4 out of the 6 drops yesterday. Maybe
that
even
Moneymaker
5,
and
honestly. I
Fanayan?
know the first game went their way, but
Oh, they're doing the
besides that,
teeny
it was a
strat
pretty tough showing.
again.
Fanayan, Moneymaker,
And this is already a
keeping
spawn
things
fight. I'm pretty sure there's already
interesting for us
Pong.
here
Yeah,
as they
they're already
continue to
fighting for this POI.
Sort of float
It's not
around
even
the
a POI, it's a
drops today.
split.
They're pulling out a whole new bag of
Oh,
tricks. They have a
dude.
completely new team and a
Where
new
did they even
POI
land?
inside.
Yeah, I
They
feel like
land
they
here?
realize sometimes on this region, it is those eliminations that make the difference and start that
Hold up
momentum
now.
building.
Could be a fax
get
alert, though.
confidence through the roof. So for
they
Moneymaker
started
and Fanayan, it seems like they're pinpointing contested fights off the drop. And I'm not sure if they kind of plan for
Are
where they're
they?
actually hiding, but teams usually do go down the monster. They usually do farm
Are
up
they,
the
chat?
metal here, the brick down below. You almost get maximum material down there. So the chances are high
oh,
that teams are going to
wait,
rotate
is there
in
a
that
launch pad up there?
direction.
If you launch pads,
Obviously,
you
the
could just
porta
get
potty's
fried.
there to get even more loot
Nah,
towards the
Vari-
back side of the map.
I can't see him.
Sharkman
Oh my
and
gosh, they're on the
Yuz
stairs.
are, of course, a team with
They're on the
some
stairs, bro,
fair
and I'm
amount
pretty
of
sure
points
Sharkman's
earned
doing
from
really good as
yesterday. Their
well.
overall performance ending them in 23rd, so very much
Oh my
in
gosh.
the race right now for a consistency position.
Oh, and they're poor,
Meanwhile,
man. We
Kick
are
and
poor.
Avari have the
No,
high
that is
ground here.
not
They're
good.
looking down, also trying to see if they can find an opportunity. Everyone is
Got a big pot.
so
Not that bad.
patient down here. So Moneymaker and Fanayan might have did their homework, but were they spotted potentially landing down? Hence everyone's cautiousness at the moment. How much time can you wait here, though, right? Even with max shield, you don't really have a lot of builds. So the clock is ticking here.
What is this music? Oh, the lurk play, the lurk play.
Uh-oh, like I said, they're going for
Oh my
that
gosh, one of them
brick,
is gonna
the
take it.
porta potty, Moneymaker and Fanayan. You're asking how long they could be patient for. Just
Yo, the
a
first one takes the
couple of
potty is
seconds
dead.
longer. They
No,
do
the
have a
second
team
one.
crossing their path, but they're just trying
It's
to go ahead and
over
loot
for the
that
second
boat.
one.
But you also have
And if
Quick
they
and
lurk,
Avari still
they're gonna get
up
shot as
above,
well
eyeing
by-
this
by,
altercation. So the initial
Avari.
plan for Moneymaker and Fanayan is let the fight break out. Listen to the noise, look at the feed, count the knocks, and then strike.
Oh my gosh.
Now they
Oh my
might be
gosh.
the ones trying to push
No,
what
they're
little
gonna get
advantage they
shot.
might
They're gonna
have.
get shot up top.
So interesting as they get closer, and I'm curious if they realize there's a team above them.
Oh
They have
my
to know, because
gosh.
Sharkman and Yuz are building
Wait,
for good reason.
does Quick
Now,
not know
Vari and
he's
Quick are
there?
Obviously not going to overpeak. So
Oh my gosh,
although
Quick doesn't know
Fanayan
he's
and
there.
Moneymaker
He
are
can't see him.
exposed Here,
He's
they're
not overpeaking the
actually
ledge.
in danger just yet from the high ground team. In the end, it does seem like they
Just left?
ultimately go into distance. And remember, Peterbot
Better than
and
Battlewood,
Polio
honestly.
had that tower too. So a lot of potential third parties for Acorn and Bolts can be happening here.
You see what I see, right? But we're both looking at the same thing. And no, I'm not talking about
But
Curve.
both?
He is great. We know what it is. Production even sees what I'm seeing. It's the return. The man, the myth, the legend.
Oh,
Higgs
Batman
has been
Booga!
shown away. It's the return
He changed
of
his name to Batman Booga.
Booga. And this is something big right here because he has
What?
come so
Yo,
close under the name
he's
Batman
back.
Booga so many times from NA West to Central.
Batman Booga's
he has
back,
yet
BB.
to capture that FNCS championship. And I feel like right now he's playing with a
BB's
chip on
winning,
his
bro.
shoulder.
Screw it.
Day 2, a new day
Give me a
for them,
top
and why
three.
not bring a
Top 3 or win by
familiar name
BB,
back
bro.
to the mix?
BB
Honestly,
is
I
back.
would love to see him even
Bro,
go
let's
with
go.
Batman Higgs. Let's just merge the two,
W's.
take the branding
Forget
all the
Higgs,
way,
we're
but
Batman Booga
what a
today, bro.
fun- Hold the grips
That
on
was-
the leaderboard, right, and continue to gap away. This really does
Oh,
open
this is how
up
we died.
opportunity for other players.
Damn,
Meanwhile,
bro.
Clix and Rapid getting active
Jeez.
here. in the mid game, finding themselves a nice little elimination. Well, a lot of notable names I'm still seeing
Tyler
alive
goes
here.
down.
Yamzo, Josh, King, Craze, Bolts, Acorn, a lot of teams situated pretty strongly now.
Oh, wow. Yo, Richie and
Got to see
Cole.
this update here for Acorn and Bolts, 263
Bro, they jumped to
above.
first.
You know, it wasn't too
10-point
long ago
lead.
in the same game. We saw them kind of below the damage threshold. But Acorn always peeking for those opportunities. And I think it was Kelly that said it throughout the day yesterday. Even though they're 4th place on the leaderboard, they were just unable to really make a lot of these games count as a duo. They really made them count as a solo.
Oliver
but we
OG
know
and Paper
what
on
the
high
difference
ground.
in numbers makes, especially if you're a team
Go,
like this
OG, go.
that knows how
Go,
to
OG,
play
go.
for that high ground. You just can't do it alone most times.
Yeah, look at this. Somehow, Moneymaker and F9 are 120 above when they only got that singular
Clix
elimination
and
that we saw in the feed there. Just shows you the
Nice.
importance of also not taking damage in your journey. Meanwhile, Cold and Ritual, though, just doing
Dude, they're
big things here.
814 above.
It's really funny that in the highlights, you know, when Kelly did the breakdown,
It's
for the team, she
insane
mentioned
how
that they
Peterbot,
get these
Foil are in
eliminations,
second,
they do
and
not
his
grade
old
for the
2 dual
resources,
mate
though,
or trio
but
mates
they also
are in
don't
3rd right now.
desperately find
Or in
themselves
first,
leading
sorry.
it every single time. Even here
The
now,
trio's in
they
first and
are
second,
max
basically. That's
material
wild.
coming into this big moving zone.
Yeah, and I think it's something that
Oh,
Ritual
we are
just
so
deserves
above
a
Surge.
lot of credit on.
Oh,
You know,
look who's
just
on high
being
ground.
able to kind of go through
Queasy and
trios,
and
now
Victor
back
V.
to duos, and be the IGL and somebody they can kind of lean
Take high,
hard
don't
on,
die.
especially in
The
these
meta.
tough situations where you don't necessarily know at all times where you're going to get your surge. Where they did go down, I think Vivid said 46th place to start the game, and they're still looking as strong as ever. See Victor V and Queasy not straying away from their strategy. They tried it yesterday. They did it in heats, going for high ground majority of the time, but they're 88 below the damage threshold. There's a lot of opportunity up here for them to go ahead and strike down on anybody shockwaving on, but they have to be quick because it's active
Oh,
surge.
Peterbot and Foil looking to
Yeah,
get
this
it.
is super important.
Oh, they're
them
fighting
right
for
now.
it.
I also didn't see many
Peterbot and
heals,
Foil
so
gonna
they've
fight
already
Queasy.
healed through
Oh my
the
gosh, Queasy's
majority
dead.
of the
Queasy's
last
gonna die.
couple of surge ticks,
Wait, Queasy's
and
dead.
now they're forced to jump on a team. And
Oh,
it's Peterbot and
slams
Foyo.
Victor
On the other
V.
side, Peterbot just hits a monster
slams
shot, so
Queasy,
does
oh my
Foyo,
gosh.
and they take
Peterbot
down Victor
take
V
high
and Queasy
ground.
on the line where
The
placement
script.
points were
The
being
script,
issued
chat, the
out.
script.
I almost
Oh
wish
no.
they would have gotten active
It's happening.
a little bit sooner, especially when you saw 7 players
Oh,
standing
we have so many
between
builds.
you and the surge
Mythic.
turning
Oh,
off.
we just
Just a
gave
long, long
bro.
ways,
We
but
just gave
look at
Peterbot the
this.
mythic pistol,
This is looking
bro.
like a win situation.
Oh my gosh,
for
we just gave him
Peterbot
the
and
mythic
Foyo.
pistol.
The only team that has arguably gone for height every game that they possibly could.
Oh
has
my
now
gosh, we just gave
lost
Peterbot and Foil
that resistance, or better yet,
pistol,
beat them
mythic
on the
pistol,
high ground here.
and mythic
And
AR.
that high ground counter is definitely going to
Dude,
reach 10 minutes after this game, but Clix and Rapid falling
Jeez,
under the
bro.
radar so far in this game. I think that's a blessing for them. Not taking too much focus from everybody.
Clix, come on, Clix.
We saw Rapid's first
Bring it
elimination.
back, bring it back.
To get them going. Now we're getting into the placement
Come on,
points.
Clix to
Top
Rapid.
22. It's not much as of now, but we know teams
Nice.
will start to drop like flies.
oh,
Those
oh,
placement
oh,
points will
no,
start
no,
to
no, we do
fly
not wanna get
in
hit here.
as they rotate toward the front side of the zone. They're waiting for it to open up on the right side, which gives them a little
No way
less
to Peterbot
pressure
and
to
Foil
deal
game
with.
7 win, bro.
Names
No
I'm
way.
seeing here: Golden and Ozone on the backside of zone. Ritual, Cold here. 5 eliminations now. Working the mid-ground lane. They're getting targeted though by a few different teams
I
here.
think OG needs Surge.
Will have to sort of soldier their way through all these
Dude,
old
we are on the
builds.
moon
Peterbot
right
Foyo
now.
Still maintaining control of the high ground.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
seeing glimpses of Shadow and Virgo as well, still standing here, trying to make a comeback for
Bull
themselves.
goes down.
Take a look at this.
Richie.
Cole dropping all of his
Going
material
for the
here
res.
Ritual.
Is he gonna be able
Although
to get it
trying
off? He's gonna
stick
get it
this
off, but he's
pickup,
gonna.
it's gonna cost
It's
him
gonna
a bit.
tick. He's gonna tick though hard.
They got to
If he
run. They got
makes
to
it, ooh, barely.
Oh,
but
Muzz
there
and
it is.
Rise looking to take it.
beeline it there. Just 10 HP.
Peterbot
for
behind
Cole.
you.
Surviving is surviving.
Behind
So
you, Peter,
Muzz and
behind
Rise
you,
on the
please,
backside of the
behind
zone, So
you.
it doesn't look like it's
Money
smooth
goes-
sailing
oh, money,
for
solo.
Peterbot and Poyo just yet. F9
Takes
is gonna
down
go
Acorn.
Moneymaker still finds an
Oh,
Elim. He gets the
oh,
Elim onto
oh,
Acorn
oh,
though,
oh.
separating
We are
him and
not good.
Bolts once again. But Moneymaker, it's your chance to make your name true, make that money. But he goes down. Peterbot and Poyo
Peterbot goes
are gonna fall
down.
from grace as well. And it's Shadow
Virgo and
the
Shadow
ones that
take
it
the
all.
high
Yeah, it
ground.
looks like Muzz and Rise might have attempted it as well. You saw them falling there too. So a scrappy battle
Poyo
up
solo.
top.
Can
Peterbot,
Poyo
end
solo
up paying
clutch
the
it?
price. Poyo now left by himself, but in the end,
Can
Shadow
Poyo solo
and
it?
Virgo remain victorious with the high ground. Meanwhile, Cold still trying to pull off a solo clutch here for
Cold
himself
solo?
now. He's at
Oh,
10
going on.
points earned this game already.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
never mind.
Virgo and Shadow holding things down in the high ground.
Damn.
Oliver OG, Belly Boss think they're going to come up and contest the best here.
Oh my gosh,
nope,
but Poyo fries
it's
him.
Poyo who still wants to have a piece of this fight.
Poyo just fried
I saw him take so
paper.
much damage. I'm like, what duo is
I think
next
Hyde is
to go
free,
to the
Hyde is
high ground?
free.
And it's
Oh, never
Poyo
mind.
by himself. And that's something that he loves to do. Go for the high ground as a solo and let everybody else
you
down
get a
below
couple paper
deal
here.
with that mess. But as of now, it's Shadow and Virgo that are going to stand
Clix
tall. Clix
doing
and
well
Rapid get
here.
a second elimination in this game.
Ooh, Rapid,
and
my boy, you
timed
gotta break that
perfectly
build.
because they
Heal,
desperately
heal,
need
heal,
those
heal, heal.
materials to continue looking strong here.
It's a very big game right now for
Oh,
Clix and
Poyo's
Rapid.
about to go
Almost
down.
a top 10, but Boyo still has to be taken out here. He's working his way through the
Oh,
low ground
we
now,
are not okay.
jumping down, just trying to stay out of the line of sight of the opponents. Doesn't even have time to pop his heals. If he could, he would, but he's more desperately
we're
trying
dead,
to
we're dead.
avoid the storm here.
Just weaving in and out of these builds.
Oh my
Whatever
gosh.
we watch, it's like
Oh,
the game is moving in
Clix.
slow motion for him, and now
Oh,
Poyo, Clix,
Poyo's down.
one-on-one.
Clix
Poyo
solo.
goes down. That's Ozone who steals away that elimination. Now everybody is sending it up
This
towards
is
Hyde.
low, man.
Shadow is gone. Virgo is down to a sliver of HP.
Dozier and
Doesn't
Isha. Oh my
even
gosh.
make it back
Shadow
in.
and Virgo
And
down.
out of nowhere, it's Dozier
Dozier
and
and
Ishu
Ishu.
that are stealing away the momentum here.
And don't forget,
Clix goes
Dozier
down.
Nishu had a very, very tough day
Josh
one,
can win this.
losing
Josh
their
and Zoe
all
can
spawn.
win this right now.
Finally, though, when they get to
They're looking
get
like the
let
team
loose,
that
they
wants to
are
win
running
here.
things up, but so are
Dozier and
Yamzo
Ishu
and the
are
low ground.
not
Take a look
healthy
this.
at
Just
all,
a little
bro.
update. 8 eliminations for Josh and Yamzo
And
here,
it's looking
as they
like
are
in the
cooking
Yamzo
things up down low, and now
and
they
Josh
have
win
secured
here.
just enough material to do something big here.
They were literally
Josh
one
takes on
placement
Craze.
outside of the Globo's bubble. You gotta imagine they're inside of it now and
Damn.
looking to head even further up that
GG's.
leaderboard. Our final 2v2. Dozier's gonna get shut down first. Yamzo and Josh win game number 1. 11 eliminations.
Zoe and Josh,
to start
game 1
the day
win.
off hot.
W.
A huge second place, giving them the momentum, and now that confidence comes surging
No,
in here.
Money.
as
Why do
they
you have to land
drop
on Peter?
their competition out
Oh
the
my
gate
gosh,
with
you're
no
gonna get
problems.
slammed. Money, go somewhere else,
Like, I know
bro.
we have big plans for the day, brothers. Moneymaker and for now. We have big
I like
plans.
it.
Bro,
right?
do not land on
it.
first, bro.
One thing I
Peter is
learned over
going to
my time
slam
on
you,
this
dog.
year- on this
Please.
earth is in order to be
I wanna
the
see you
best,
do good,
you
man.
have to beat the best. And Fanayan and Moneymaker right now are definitely ready for
Oh,
it. And
Peterbot
finally
goes down.
works.
What is
It
going
works.
on?
Down goes Peterbot. Now
Bro,
Boyo
come
is left by
on.
himself with Moneymaker and Fanayan looking for him.
This is crazy. They have managed to successfully take down the second place team as well earlier in the competition in day 1, and now they're
This is just
targeting
griefing,
our
bro.
number 1, Peterbot, and
Money's
Boyo.
just griefing.
Boyo's by himself. We've already given Boyo so much
Yo,
credit
Money.
as far as what he
Don't
is
crack top
capable
10,
of
bro.
as an individual player.
Don't crack the top
But
10,
even
son.
with all that star
Peterbot's gonna
fighting
queue you
power,
all game,
is
bro.
it
He's gonna
be
queue
enough
every
to
single
hold
game.
back Fnatic and Moneymaker? Well, look at things from Peterbot's perspective. He gets hit with a major surprise.
Bro.
There's literally nothing he could. As soon as
So
he took the
dumb,
porta
bro.
potty
It's so
teleporter,
stupid.
he was just done. They
Just killed
coned him
Pe-
off.
he
They
killed
boxed
Peterbot,
it.
bro.
There was no builds able to be placed. Even if somehow Peterbot one shot tagged one of them down, it's still a 2v1. So Moneymaker Fanayan still affecting the lobby all around.
Yeah,
Moneymaker
we're the
did it
kings
wrong,
of the draw.
bro.
Let's go ahead and build our search tower here as well. I can respect that.
Money, bro,
Continued
I don't
action
think
all
Money
around though.
play with
Aoxy,
Money's playing
Jojo
with
Fishy,
fire, bro.
Trying to make up for that last
Moneymaker's
game.
playing with fire, bro.
You can
Not
kind of
gonna
see
lie.
the first drop is going to happen. Jojo Fishy's going to quickly get cleaned up. Not a lot of damage onto Veno and Aegis, so far this being a true win, Surge included, especially now that they have Aoxy on the back foot. 2v1, Veno trying to spray from up above. Again, those Spire rifles, the amount of time you could just continuously spray, it's just very, very so much a nuisance, especially for somebody that is a solo.
Oh,
as Veno and
oh,
Aegis
Veno goes
finally attack
down.
from both sides, but it's not going to work. Veno's going to get dropped first. Aoxy actually does get the
Was it
cleanup
worth
before
it, man?
falling, so
Was
some
it worth
damage
it,
to slow
though?
down the role that Aegis and Veno have been
Do
on.
not think that was worth
Yeah,
it.
look at that in the distance. You
Honestly.
see Victor V and Queasy as well. I wonder what they're thinking as they're hearing these shots go off here,
Wait, onto
as
alert.
close as they were. But Boyo, Webster encrypted. We talked about
Boyo's
that
gonna
lurk play
fight
from Boyo
Webster.
here. He's setting up the 2v1s. He's saying, screw the lurk. I'm here to take this fight. He's doing it very much confidently. As this is happening, though, I'm looking at other teams kind of
Encrypted
point
and
their
Web are good, though.
arrows in this direction. So there are other people interested in what might be happening here.
Yeah, outside of Poyo, you're right. 5 teams directly in Sinister Strip, a 6 on the outside. As CDZ and NAC come in this direction, they are lurking right behind, so they have no clue another team is this close. Literally just one box away, and Poyo's being persistent here. He knows, like, I need damage, I need a certain amount of loot, especially since I'm inside of the zone. If they see a solo trying to shockwave away, you know players will tend to chase after that for the eliminations here. But Webster Encrypted doing a good job of holding their ground here, not giving up any inches to Poyo, or at least not just yet, because that shot's certainly going to connect.
Yeah, I think what's more important is that they're slowly backing him down, and he's getting closer and closer to CDC and Nut, or just outside. So Poyo's likely, I was going to say, probably going to disengage here soon. He's going to do enough damage, look to back out, or CDC and Nut are going to catch a glimpse of what's happening, and they're going to say, wait a second, he's by himself, and then capitalize on the elimination.
Yeah, you can kind of see Poyo realizing using so many materials here. He's going to disengage from the backside of Sinister Strip. Exactly what we were talking about. Spotted out as a solo. They put so much damage. A sliver of HP. That's all that's left. Nut and CDZ get slowed down for a short moment. The third party is coming to pour it in this direction, and they're still going to solidify the elimination.
Yo, Moneymaker better watch out, bro.
Target here at this south side.
He better watch out. He better watch out, bro. He better watch out.
40th place there, so Poyo's
he better watch out.
Got blessed with a smooth rotation. They have to watch out when they do get there. Acorn bolts, Muzz rise, Boogan braids, even Golden Ozone trying to take that same path.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say Queasy is just moving as well. Very smooth rotate there to get him straight ahead.
Golden Richie.
And now he's shockwaving up for high ground.
Richie,
You already see them
if
building
they have
up
a great
and over.
game here, they can just overtake Peter.
Ritual, Cold, comfortably solidified the lead now with that elimination there, putting them in first place here. 4 consistency points. How far can they push this opportunity? This is a rare opportunity where Peterbot and Poyo fall to a lurk strategy, right? Not because they made any mistake, but because they were caught off guard. A very rare circumstance for something like Peterbot and Poyo.
Yeah, exactly, because they're the ones who usually pull out those tricks from underneath their sleeve. But you talked about taking this strategy, something that we saw literally Peterbot and Poyo do in the last game. Overstay at Sinister Strip, and because Moneymaker and Fnayan did, it is going to pull back, so they got to have the biggest blessing here in this game, along with Muzz and Rise. Their strategy to overstay on that mountain just outside of Calamari Canyon, working out tenfold, almost 500 damage above the threshold. They do have an item slot that is empty, so maybe they use some medkits to get here, but so far, they got to be looking good as Rapid and Clix
nice. Rapid and Clix
here
looking good
in this tournament. Day 2, they find that elimination on the Encrypted.
I mean, listen, I don't want to put a jinx out there, so I'm not going to say what I'm really thinking about Clix and Rapid right now, but so far, so good. I will leave it at that.
Please stop.
You see Moneymaker for 9.
Let him play,
Again,
bro. Just let him play, bro.
here.
Please.
Clix and Rapid on the ultimate low ground now.
Chat. We need it to do good.
Threshold. They have that comfort. They have max material. And now we are moving into deep stages of the moving zones.
We need them
They're
to
only
do
roughly
good,
34 or so points behind that first global qualification spot, that 6th place in terms of teams that do get to qualify. So they're not too far off. So they don't even necessarily need a miracle run today. They just need to do good enough, or maybe hope for the downfall of others. But either way, they still got to play their game out, just like Batman Booga and Curve. Disaster struck in that last game, went down relatively early, lost their top spot on the leaderboard inside of the top 5.
Oh, they have heals, but they don't have builds
here.
Their
mental game has to be strong here in a tournament like this.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, Kerber has already expressed himself saying that he has found the confidence after becoming a champion of that first season alongside Veno, and then doing what he did inside of Heats. It's really changed him as a player.
Moneymaker for Fnayan not going to hold his height, bro.
At the end, though, it's going to be a matter of can they perform. I'm looking at Queasy find Calixi in the feed there as well. Noxy Dozier still getting active too. Moneymaker and Fnayan have so much height over the other teams here, but this is going opposite side, so
I don't think it matters.
I was going to say, there's no way they're going to build across. Oh yeah, they are going to actually look to fully connect here. It's one way to play the high ground. Meanwhile, Muzz and Rise just doing exactly what they do best. Not
another
really
Sinister zone.
Sticking to the low ground here.
Chat, that's 2.
Yeah, and it's not just you know, Ritual and Cold that have something to gain with Peterbot and Pollo going down. Rise and Muzz can very well overtake them on the leaderboard as well. A few teams can rightfully do that, but as Moneymaker and Fnayan still looking good up top, you have to watch out. Threats is there. You got Batman Booga and Curve there. You got Cold still lurking
Clix has
around.
the
And even
AR.
Clix finding another elimination onto Noxy. You know, if the opportunity comes their way, high ground, they will try and take it.
Yeah, Clix will
When they
take high
have 8
ground.
shockwaves, right? You
I want
surely
them to
have
take
to
high
be
ground.
thinking about it now. All it takes is for you to continue to shockwave to the front side of zone and work your way up slowly but surely. As I see that though, we get hit some low ground. Meanwhile, back onto Higgs and Curve here. How are things looking for them? Not too bad, but out of the extra heals, so let's see what they can do.
barely
What
matched,
little they
bro.
have to work with.
On wood.
Layer change here. Meanwhile,
Yo,
no
can
one
somebody
is
take
contesting high ground.
Moneymaker and
Not
Fnayan
even
out the
Pleasing,
game,
not
bro?
even Victor
Somebody
V.
look
They
up,
don't
please.
have heals. You can really see the problem starting to set and take form here in the end game, but
Need to
the
refresh.
placement
Cold
points
and
are
Rich need to
finally
refresh.
starting to rack up here now as teams are falling here. Ritual Cold though.
Oh,
Running
oh, onto
things on the
bolts.
low ground here. This is Acorn and
Oh.
Bolts on the other side of the wall. A very important elimination is starting to line itself up here.
This
Oh,
is something
full
they
barrel
do
down.
best for the most part. They dominate that
Oh, they're-
mid
oh, they're
and
full
low
gripping
ground
K. Oh my gosh, they both
layers.
went down.
Up until then, they get struck down.
Rise and Muzz, take it
Flight
from
comes in,
Moneymaker
the
and
high
Fnayan.
ground gets overthrown as well. Rise and Muzz, and they're
Outta
not
here,
even
bruh.
the ones that fought Moneymaker and Fnayan. A chop in the backside of zone. They don't catch it in
Yes.
time, and they go down.
Yeah,
All
chop.
that
That's what you get for
effort
killing
just slipped
Peterbot.
through their fingers, and now Muzz and Rise are the ones with their heads in the clouds.
Very smart, and Muzz and Rise have been the only team we've seen game after game be
Let's go, Muzz.
extremely sneaky with looking to play
go, Muzz.
late in this storm for a retake, or in this instance for the chop. It's playing off so well. Well, back to Batman Booga's got no curve. 5 material count left here. Let's see if he can
Do I
play the
dare?
way that his name was made.
Do I dare say what I think,
But
chat?
here, we jump over
Do I dare
Rapid,
say what I
Cold,
think?
Also run out of material. Meanwhile, Booga, true to his name, too,
Is it
popping
going
off
to
here in
be
the end game.
A
He literally
Clix and
turned
Rapid
burned
game
down
8 win?
5 different players in this game feeling the pressure of what it's like to be a
Come on,
solo
Booga,
one
the
less
Lion, come on,
with
the Lion.
Batman Booga going down. Victor V eliminated as well. Braids is gonna fall. Booga just trying to hang on to the edge of the zone, make it to the front,
my
and
gosh.
reassess the situation.
Come on,
He
Booga.
knows with only
Come on,
one
Booga.
build left,
Nice,
being a
Booga,
solo
nice.
is a nightmare of a scenario, but he finds the elimination onto a V. Gets tagged from above. The Siphon keeping him alive, but without
Oh,
any
man.
materials, it's not for long.
Clix and
He
Rapid
plays
still
it
looking
well.
great, though. They're
In the
still
end,
looking great,
Muzz
though.
and Rise are raining down Terra here. 9 eliminations now, working their way towards
Damn.
another 10 bomb here. But it's Clix and
But Clix
Rapid
looks
healthy on
healthy.
the low ground. They have
2v2.
absorbed
Rise
all
and
the
Muzz
Siphon
versus Clix and
material,
Rapid.
and
Come
now
on.
Here comes the
Come
final
on,
fight,
Clix.
Muzz. Wait, is that a shockwave out for the heal play? Okay, so he's gonna leave Rise to fight this one
Come on,
out by
Clix.
himself here. Rapid and Clix look to go for the 2v1, but Muzz might have made a small mistake. He comes back in, and Clix and Rapid
Oh my gosh,
actually have
2v2.
control
Come
high.
on, Clix, come on.
Yep, the tables have definitely turned, but it's the material count for both of the
Come
players
on,
that are
Clix.
weak. They're shockwaving up. They're taking
Nice.
the extra angle. The Mythic Warforce, it's just burning through those materials. Shockwaving from both of them. Rise and Clix trade shots,
Nice.
but Rapid's gonna get dropped. Clix makes up for it with a down onto Rise. 1v1,
Nice.
no builds. First shot's gonna land, but he needs
No.
the Siphon. It comes in just in time, but Muzz is still gonna shut it down.
Bro.
11 eliminations and possibly a new first place team.
Ah,
Great
this
fight as well,
close.
Clix. We know we love to see you do what you do, but Muzz, we enjoy just as much there.
Yeah, bro,
See,
give me some Muzz.
game number 8, what a round.
Do just yet.
Money
You
dead.
can see that teams really kind of starting to change things
No.
up. Moneymaker,
Fnayan,
Fnayan, they go
Moneymaker.
back on over towards the split 0-point drop where Oliver OG and Paper and Zen are battling it out. They let the fight start and they crash the party yet again. A strategy as far as the early game goes that has been working near flawlessly. It's about executing in the end game. X-Spawn just trying to stay alive, but he does have the sliders and he's trying to slide his way to
Paper
safety,
just-
but
Paper just
eventually
does can
they're
have.
going to cut off each and every path, especially
Wait,
more
man,
so when you
getting away.
run out of builds. But he right now is schmoving right now, Monster.
Yeah, definitely moving. As Moneymaker and Fnayan tried super hard to go ahead and get those eliminations. In the end, they do succeed. You know what's crazy, too? I know Vivid kind of said, hey, like, it's not really working for them. Yeah, definitely. Well, let's see it here. Boy, yo, Peterbot from their draw spot. You can
They're
see
ready, bro.
they're
They're
not
gonna key the
sticking around for too
dog
much longer
piss
than
out of
they
everybody.
also have to. They've gone chase the team down, got a nice little set of eliminations, and back they come to the Sinister Strip. If the last game told us anything, is that teams will gladly rotate in here, so We've already known now that Peterbot and Boyo have a lot to look out for and can't let their guard down.
I feel like
So
nobody
dumb.
should feel safe in this game at this point in time. How many lurks have went around today, yesterday, especially if you were able
Yeah,
to
money making for Nate. This what happens when you lurk on people.
Situation.
Just to
Yamzo and
lose,
Josh
just to
right now
lose,
trying
just to
push
lose.
him
Look
out.
at you,
Moneymaker's
look at you,
gonna be the
look at
first
you.
one dropped, and
That's
Yamzo
a
gets
Peter.
both of those
Just to lose.
eliminations. So even though Josh has been playing phenomenal today, Yamzo has been the consistent heartbeat for this duo,
This is where
getting
griefing
them out
gets you,
of tough
chat. This is where griefing
situations,
gets you.
clutching up as a solo, and I think that is allowing for Josh to feel as confident as he has here today.
Well, you know what? That's a big elimination. F9 and Moneymaker falling early. They were one of the few teams that were basically tied on the bubble for one of the consistency spots between the 10 to 12 position teams.
Forced to fight the first team they see, but Yamzo and Josh, seeing Shadow and Virgo rotate next to him, they're going to use that as a signal to continue their journey. And it's just in a situation here with Storm Surge being so tight, you almost want to think to your head, oh, I can one-hop this, one shockwave, that's all it takes. But sometimes you want to do exactly what Yamzo and Josh are doing and kind of leapfrog your way there. Minimize the amount of open trajectory that you're doing with those shockwaves, so that way it minimizes the amount of opportunities that you're giving teams to take shots in your direction.
Definitely. As this is all going down, though, you see the feed starting to light up here. Other teams that are likely having that surge warning forced
There's no
into
height.
fights.
Oh, Reed
And I'll
Cooper.
talk about Victor
A little bit of a
potentially
wonky
as
zone
we
here.
saw
Another
him
sinister
catch
zone.
two
That's
elos
crazy.
already. Meanwhile, Ritual and Cold again taking
and Cold looking
full-on
good.
advantage of that early rotate. They were the first
Need
team to
this game,
position
chat.
up
You
here.
need this game.
And they've managed to put a lot of pressure on different duos. I'm actually surprised they're even playing the edit this way with
Oh,
how
Queasy
exposed
gets
they are
beamed.
to these other teams with high ground.
Oh.
And you see right there the full burn from Curve and Veno take down Queasy as they try to
Damn.
rotate through.
And they're actually going to be able to pick up that loot on the Queasy. Cold and Ritual, though, not necessarily getting distracted with anything that's going on their right side. They're just trying to kind of put the zone in a little bit of a funnel and focus on that funnel. That way they don't tunnel vision too hard.
We're getting right in a good position here.
Continuously distracting. Victor V in the distance will fall
Oh, it's
shortly
Muzz and
after
Rise.
Queasy as well.
Dude,
So they're
Muzz
kind of
and
leaving
Rise
it
are playing so
in the last
good.
3 games of the day to try to make their dash towards the top side of the leaderboard. Muzz and Rise, winners of that last game, the team with a 66-point gap. You saw them continuously climb up the Storm Surge threshold with only 13 players needing to go down. It might not necessarily be a worry for them for the rest
Who
of
is
this
that?
game.
Seek?
Yeah, definitely shouldn't
What
be.
was he doing?
But right now, looking at the zone, everyone's already making that rotate here. So this is going right back and up out of the Frosted Flats and into some weird terrain, some interesting territory to come. But look who's there early. You have Cooper already playing some high ground. That's the first that we've seen from them. Meanwhile, Clix and Rapid sticking to that low ground that worked so well for them last game. Only down to 2 shockwaves, so
Nice, good shit, Clix.
have to start preserving here.
Oh no.
Curve and Batman Booga have a tough rotate though.
BB and Curve,
Lost
bro.
one on the move here. This is where things can start
Right.
going south for a team like Curve and Higgs. They actually need this qualification, and for them to start slowing down now and finding a little bit of
This, bro.
friction here on their overall
Not
points,
good.
this is going to be tough if Curve can't pull some placements.
Yeah, especially since when I was talking about that gap earlier on within the top 10, it's a Peterbot and
You're
Poyo
looking
with
good
a
here.
little bit of that gap.
You're on Poyo
42
looking
points
good.
going into this game, so they got to figure out a way to
580
close
above
it.
with 2
Even though
kills.
Peterbot and Poyo are not necessarily the competition for global spots, they're the direct competition for the top side of the leaderboard. Shadow going to go down to Tyler. Peterbot and Poyo this game, unlike many of the other games so far, not necessarily peaking for the high ground, or
Cold
at
and
least
Ritual
not early.
pick up the
Ritual and
elims
Cold
onto
pick up a couple of
Tyler
eliminations
and Dash.
themselves. It's still an all-out battle for that first place
Big
spot.
Cooper on height.
That's a devastating elimination, by the way, onto Dash and Noxie, who are on the bubble
Dash and
for
Noxie.
qualification, getting themselves in through consistency. Now that's going to be a major setback. They only earned a couple of points here for placement as we're inside the top 20 now.
Nice.
Still
Peterbot
seeing
and Poyo has
Venom
taken
standing
height
there in the
in
distance.
5 out of the 6 end games that they have
See
played.
Agers as well accompanying him, so that's really strong. But for Peterbot and Boyo, you saw that almost every game that they've managed to comfortably make their way towards, and they
They're on
have fought
second
for
right
the
now.
high
They're
ground for the
looking
most
for it.
part. They are no strangers to, of course, battling for it. Meanwhile,
They're
Bolts
looking
and
for it. They're
Acorn
looking for it.
talk about coming back here and finding their way back in the competition. That's
Yeah.
a key elimination.
Nice. Acorn's
Yeah,
up.
we're still waiting for that big Bolts and Acorn
Oh.
game together as a duo.
In
They
the
kept
air. Oh,
Skittles
no.
shockwaving out in midair, and that's something we've seen Bolts do so much. The midair eliminations.
Clix and
It's kind of like
Clix
the
and Rapid
guy
try to
that
go
you
for
count
height?
on to
No,
really
right?
make these plays matter. Reet and Cooper, they connect from
Oh,
one
Clix
place
gets
to
hit- gets
another,
hit
trying to
hard.
hold their position up above. Clix and
Heal,
Rapid
heal,
down
heal,
below.
heal.
Get aggressed on through the
Heal,
side.
bro,
They quickly
heal.
answer that one, backtracking their steps, but it's only going to last for so long. There's so much pressure
There's
coming
the-
around from all around the
Nice.
lobby. It's one team and then the next and then the next, so they have to be on their toes.
Rapid making the smart call there to get off the layer as well. For a second, I was like, oh no, you're leaving Clix behind. But luckily, they managed to connect it back together. Curve, though, we put the pressure on him. You can see he's still holding it
all
down
our big
here
teams are up right now, I
as
think.
a solo, earning more and more points. How many times can we trust in Curve to clutch up
For clutch.
here in
Curve
the
solo clutch.
tournament? Either way,
Oh,
though,
has
it's
that. He
working
needs to get
right
rid of
now.
that
Big
burst, man.
pressure coming in. Shots raining down. Ritual also playing this one out by himself. This is
Oh, it's
important
down.
for Ritual
What?
as well if they want to race for first.
Yeah, it's no time to let your foot up off the gas by any means, but it's also hard for any team to look
Go,
up.
but take
and
down
shockwave
Buzz!
on. Peterbot Poyo
Peter takes down Buzz!
Rise is still alive here, and Rise's solo clutch opportunity is huge. Top 10 is
Oh my
where
gosh,
you
but
at least
Rapid
get
takes down
half the
Poyo!
placement points for Rise. That should bare minimum be the goal, but Rapid gets the get back. Poyo is down. Peterbot left by himself. Clicks at Rapid. Find their
Peterbot solo
first
clutch.
elimination of the game, and it's
Vamos,
on
come
Peterbot
on.
and Poyo.
Curve solo, Peterbot solo.
Oh.
This is getting really interesting. Curve
Show
still
us,
finding
Peter.
eliminations as well.
Oh,
And
no,
gets
Curve
the key
down.
follow-up. That's a top 15 and some extra placement points, though. Just a little bit of cushion to work with. Getting back into the action now. I still
Rise
see
solo, looking
Rise
to solo
standing.
clutch for
I see
this.
Peterbot up
But
as
he's
well.
fighting Clix
Rise
and
taking a
Rapid.
toe-to-toe fight with Clix and Rapid here. Looking for a little opportunity to get in there. He's going to end up following close on their trail here. 50 HP in the chug. He's going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. There's a clear breakaway
Nice.
moment, but look at this on the
No,
other side.
Rise kills
Josh
Peter.
falls to the hand of Peterbot.
That's a big elimination there because Rise picks up another. The Siphon, the 140 on the Chug Jug. Solo on solo action. Rise is making sure
Bolts goes
nobody
up.
has a chance to really close the gap. But Bolt sends it flying
Oh,
up towards the
no.
high ground.
That
They're
was a
alive
very big
together
misplay.
as a duo, but Acorn might have been late to the party, which means
Acorn
Bolts just got
takes it.
tagged up time and time again. Reet and Cooper from two different sides, continuing to shockwave up,
What's
and they
going on
return
right now?
back to their glory on the high ground.
Oh,
and even
Acorn
get
down.
that elimination on Acorn.
We see this before when teams go for it. If you can't get that initial elimination,
Venno
it's
and
gonna be
Adrian's still
tough,
up.
And then whoever times it next usually comes
Cooper
out
goes
ahead.
down.
And this
They're going for
time,
height.
It's Venno. It's Agers. The storyline for this team here, for Venno in particular, who's trying to go back-to-back on NAC now. This is how you make up
Aegis and
points
Venno.
here.
Aegis and
Yeah,
Venno.
he did
Clix
it in Major
solo.
One, trying to do it
Again,
here
bro.
Another phenomenal clutch so far from Clix, getting those points. That last one,
Up
second
advantages, man.
place,
Needs a
got them
refresh.
inside of the bubble. This one right here is keeping them
Need a
in the
refresh,
bubble.
though?
But
They're both
Booga
full
Braids, who
duos.
also still need a big game. Golden Ozone, who also still need a game to get inside of the top 10.
Oh,
They're
Booga and
all
Braids
down
are up.
below. They're the ones that are more
The
than likely
Lion.
going to clash next. As Golden goes down, Braids gets the elimination. That's their
Oh,
7th one of the
Vino
game.
and
But there's still
Agers.
solos running around this lobby
But
and
can Booga
targeting
do
from
it?
the high ground. That's
Can
just
the
making
Lion
it
do
hard for
it?
them to breathe.
Yeah, I think Venno actually lost track of Ozone, who's playing the Storm right now with the quick heal off. This can go either which way. There's still another player there
Aaron
as well,
Agers,
but
who's
no,
alive?
Venno's too quick. That's 10
Reet's alive.
eliminations now. Reet's up top. Agers comes flying.
Reet is still
and
alive.
It's a 2v1. Reet
This
comes
is a great
down.
second place
He's
by
out of
Reet.
HP, and just like that, Agers and Venno fight their way
Not
back
bad,
into
kid.
the tournament.
Not bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jacob, I don't know how I feel about Moneymaker and for 9 trying to contest Booga and Braids, but I like the idea. If you want the ball spot,
should land like
why
that.
not take out your
Why did
immediate
Contract land
competition?
there?
We were curious if whether or not Contrap and company were gonna try to fight
Muzz!
here. Look at this.
Goes down.
Rise left by himself. Peterbot and Boyo
Oh
have
my
rotated
gosh, it's
towards
Poyo
them.
and Peter,
Boyo
bro.
finding Muzz here.
Oh
This is gonna be a
my
very
gosh.
interesting
He
turn
is
of
going
events
to
right
key
now.
them.
On one side,
Boyo wants
is
it, bro.
Venno Agers
Boyo and
basically
Peter
kinda
want it.
have 'em by the ropes on one side. Booga and Braids still have to be careful here. Not sure where Moneymaker and Fernayan did actually end up at, but I don't see him on the minimap towards the south, so my biggest guess, probably somewhere still close by. I was going to say try to
show
take
us
advantage of the
Rise.
situation, but Golden Grove
Show
is
us
just one
Rise.
of those spots where you don't necessarily see a lot of lurking unless a fight is already breaking out.
Well, let's Let's see how it's gonna end up playing out here. Rise as a solo. I love this. I actually really love this. This is sort of their normal strategy. Is like, yo, let's go make the big Surge tower. You know, normally someone's hiding in the bush when they're by themselves. But he's like, nah, let me just get back to the true and trusty Surge tag farming. Now, if Peterbot and Pollo are really smart and they end up hunting for him and see the tower, they could determine if this is worth a solo push.
I know in the beginning you kind of mentioned, not sure what necessarily going to happen. Karn Trap and Darcy were going Golden Grove for the majority of this tournament. They switched it up. I asked the question of where Veno and Aegis are going to get their early game damage from, and they instantly answer. But you're seeing a lot of these early game fights, and the reason why it's breaking out is typically we would wait until game 12, game 11, where teams try to make, you know, those big risky plays to try to rise up the leaderboard. But I feel like more and more, especially watching EU before this, they realize sometimes waiting till game 12 is just simply too late.
Yep. Well, here we have it. The
Take
entire base
down
of this
the
build.
first place team.
Drop everything, because that is how committed Peterbot and Pollo are looking at the given time here. Then you have Dash and Noxy down low. Again, another bubble team that is looking for a qual spot. But Peterbot and Pollo are fighting for first right now. If they can take that Muzz and Rise,
I want that
that
first
runway
place.
starts to open up for them. Otherwise, they could just be letting this plane take off. See it though?
Oh.
No, Rise gets
Oh,
spotted
they
out.
found him. They found
What
him.
they thought was true is, and that means Rise is here. They
my
find
gosh,
Muzz
that-
and Rise. 2 quick eliminations
First
now.
place down.
Be
They
full.
lurked onto
Said
them,
they're
like
gonna
they
use
landed
it.
on them and lurked, and then took down Peter, and then Pollo went down later. Yep.
Just
and
see
then-
how they rotate on out, because
Well,
everybody
not
else already
been a
quick to the
crazy day,
punch to
bro.
go ahead and
Very
rotate to a
crazy.
better position. Veno and Aegis as well. Kind of built their base on the line and kind of using that point of view as their advantage. Already getting some good damage onto one. Now looking over at Okus and Zonda, getting damage onto them as well. And the zone is hurting right now. 2 tick per, and it's going to quickly move into a 5. So they are literally on a less than 10-second
Not
clock
good
to
for
try to
them.
make their way in. And even when they finally do,
Zombie
they're
weapon.
still in the
Zombie
line
weapon.
of sight
Okus,
of
no.
Veno and Aegis.
Please.
Good pressure coming out from them. Even now, Dangerous Veno thinking about chopping down those builds there. I'm just gonna go ahead and break the foundation out. There's no way this team dips back into the storm there either, so there they see them reinforce. Just continuing
Aegis
to
and
give
Venom
them
playing
something
good,
to
though.
think about.
Oh,
No, wait, Veno went into the storm with the side angle.
Dude.
Veno is the lurkiest player on
No, actually,
the NA region at the moment.
900 followers
Care
on
what
TikTok.
anyone
Nice,
says.
bro. Congrats.
He just plays outside the box. This is why he's so successful.
And this is why he's contending right now. He's a Major 1 champion.
Oh.
Coming back from a 100-point
Pollo takes-
deficit.
oh,
Almost does
no.
go down though. And you can see
No,
throughout the
Pollo,
course of
what are
these
you
last couple
doing?
of zones, it's been Storm Surge that's been ailing Peterbot and
Oh
Pollo
my
again.
gosh, holy
Eventually
sell by
leading to
Pollo,
Pollo's
bro.
downfall. Even though they're above the damage threshold, you can see that the position that it put them
Oh,
in.
Pollo just
Multiple teams
sold.
from the backside of zone were shooting at to Pollo. Now they're putting their focus on the Peterbot, just trying not to let ease up on any of this pressure. And if you look at the loadout, 1 shockwave, 1 smoke, Mini's left in the tank, so he's really down to almost nothing.
I was
Oh,
just
the
saying, how
Q.
ironic that Pollo just gives Bolts a bit of his own medicine. The man
He
who
kills Bolts
normally
and then what? Like,
destroys
just
players
dies?
as he
Like-
likes to fly by gets taken
1K,
out,
but
but
I haven't
in
posted
the end,
in a while.
Pollo doesn't get to celebrate in the victory.
I see, bro.
Peterbot by himself. You've already saw the
That's good, though.
the stats time and
Getting
time
back to-
again,
getting back to that
showcasing
1K.
how Pollo has been the one leading with solo clutch points, but Peterbot has now had his second opportunity here to show us that he can do it as well.
Ah, Peterbot's dead here, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
First, though, has to kind of
Never
handle
mind.
the fight
Shouldn't
here.
have
Takes
talked.
down Encrypted. It's going to be a very welcomed Siphon. There goes the first. Can he get
Oh,
the
it's
second?
Acorn versus
Acorn
Peter.
in the storm here.
And Acorn was able to get one of them as well. Siphon finally turning off, but keeping him relatively healthy. Peterbot's gonna go down. The Mythic Warforged again
Pollo
from
just
Acorn.
sold, bro.
They made an effort. They took down Muzz and Rise, but eventually they fall, so all they did was open up the door for everybody else. Booga, Active Surge, Braid's already down 148 below the damage threshold, and by the time he's done healing here, he'll have no extra shields or HP to regain.
Well, if you're Muzz and you're Rise, you're
Oh!
thinking with Acorn in bolts.
Come on,
or really
Booga,
just
the lion.
Acorn standing right now. If they
Oh,
fall
he's dead.
early, this is perfect. That means the lead remains pretty heavily. It's not what we thought we were gonna see, but it's
Jeez.
what seems to be unfolding now.
Very
Booga
big
trying to
Jeez
fight
right
Victor
now.
V and Queasy there on the rotate. That's gonna be a tough fight. 22 below though. Great tags there to keep him
Oh,
alive, but
195
no,
below.
the update comes through. He still has more to worry about, and he's already out of heals.
Yeah, just when it looked like he was going to get above
Big
that
warning.
damage threshold, we move from the 6th to the 7th zone. He falls back down below.
He needs-
He is still
he needs
landing shot
something.
after shot, and the blessing is it's not active surge
Nice.
just yet. One tick will take him down. He's only 36 below, but again, the active lobby is tossing, turning that threshold all around. This is his last moment right here. 44 above. He sees Queasy in his line of sights, and even he's running out of builds.
44
He
above.
thought about it. He almost caught Queasy
Oh,
there
he's
with the
done.
lurk
He's
play,
done.
and he's 44 above somehow, but no, he gets spotted out. It's by visuals
Where's
there
Clix?
in the distance, and finally we see Queasy and
Oh,
Victor
Clix and
V
Rapid aren't
make
stormy.
an end game healthily.
They
And
died to
just
Surge?
Like that, they're the ones on top, so look out for that from them. Meanwhile, Curve
Then
and
when I
Batman
get
Booga
to
trying to make the
1K, I'm
comeback
going
now
up
from the
5K
low
to
ground.
critical.
They've
Nice,
had some
dude.
difficult kind
You
of
should, bro. You actually
stoppages
should.
happen, making it far into
tough,
the
bro.
games, but this seems to be the best we've seen them shaped up.
Gator
Although
bro,
Batman
that's
Booga actually, now that I
I'm
look
gonna
at
get
it,
critical
he's only
as well.
down to 4 builds. So Jacob, they're going to be crashing in
Oh,
soon.
oh, whoa, hold on, hold on, hold
Yeah,
on.
they're going to need an elimination. No matter how they find it,
It just goes
they
down
just
to
know
cold.
they need it. It's cold and ritual. They find at least one. A whole nother team, multiple teams, just trying to go ahead and burn through those
Queasy
materials,
on height.
get
Take
inside
height,
of the
don't die.
box. Victor V. Queasy again on that high
Acorn
ground.
solo.
Going into this game, Monster,
Acorn gets
245 points for Victor V and Queasy. They need
Has that
100
mythic AR.
points, a gap to close throughout these
Reggie
next
solo,
two games.
so
And
many
being on high
solos.
ground, this could be the position to do it in.
It's kind of crazy though. Cole just fell when they had the chance to actually overtake first place in this game. Now they have to
Damn.
clutch up. You see Acorn earning points, by the way, still making the most of the opportunity he's been gifted. And then you have Yamzo, Josh, slowly, surely earning Elim after Elim. They're now at 4 in a top 19 and counting.
Still anybody's game as they're trying to control that whole low ground. You can kind of see it going up that
Ricky,
hill just
solo
a little
clutch.
bit. It's not a large mountain, but it definitely requires just a little bit of planning. That's why you
Come on,
see
Richie.
proactivity
Come
coming
on.
from some of those duos, quickly shockwaving up to that elevation, not necessarily to the front side of the zone, but Ritual here, you talk about a chance to take first place here along with Acorn. Reed
Venom
still
is
battling for a
slammed.
top 10 spot. Veno's trying to keep themselves attacked inside of the top 10. There is just so much
Oh my
going
gosh.
on in this end game.
Yeah, Reed and Cooper coming into this, we're in 17th place as well, but look at
Vino
Venom
takes Reed
go.
down.
He actually shuts that dream
Visuals
down
goes up.
and takes down Reed. Meanwhile, high ground,
Come on.
Visuals, he already took down Booga. Now they're trying to dethrone Queasy and Victor V. This is Queasy and Victor V's chance to get back in the running here for a qualification spot.
That's visuals and threats trying to go ahead and make that play, take the high ground.
no
One of
builds.
the best ways to go ahead and jump up that leaderboard is put yourself
Veno's
in the
still solo
driver's
clutching
seat.
here.
Veno still lurking back. Decent amount of materials, which is building and opening up, giving himself some extra space.
takes down
Queasy
visuals.
is down, but it's not without a fight. Victor
And
V
threats.
will not
Oh.
be denied. He gets
Oh.
back-to-back
Oh my
eliminations here.
gosh.
A huge 8-point jump by him, by himself, and he remains on top of the throne.
And that's how you get yourself into the top 10 as well. Meanwhile, look at all
Rich.
the solos still standing here.
Oh no,
Victor finds
Ritual.
another one as he takes down Josh, and then
Vic
Ritual
going crazy.
just trying to rat his way through the builds. Meanwhile, Veno looks up to high ground. He recognizes just a single
Oh my gosh,
player.
Vic is
He
so low.
finds a shot. Victor's on 1 HP.
Victor
Veno
dodged
looks
the
for
fall
him,
damage.
loses up, but in the end, he gets
Ozone
the
and Storm.
placement, and the damage goes through. And now it's all
Broke
up
his
to
legs.
Veno, but Veno's out of material. He sees Ozone, and this is looking like a solo clash up here.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
big chunk of fall
So many
damage, but
solos.
sometimes there's no
Banana
other
goes down.
option.
Sharkman with the
below,
mythic.
Sharkman and Yuz out of nowhere, getting that knock onto
Sharkman,
Benai.
Vino.
Revenge
Vino goes
for
down.
earlier on in the tournament, but Moneymaker left by himself.
Moneymaker.
Shockwaving up. This is all solos left alive here.
Sharkman,
Top 4
potential to win here.
situation. Moneymaker goes up and over that one into the house
Oh,
to
inside
try
the
to buy
house.
himself time to get these heals off. Our final 4, and Sharkman is one of them.
Shark versus Vert.
Incredible effort, by the way, from
Sharkman
Moneymaker
versus Vert.
to make it this far. But what more can you
Oh.
ask for from him?
Damn.
Sharkman and Yuz are trying to do it. Sharkman
We are
is the
smacking
healthiest.
today.
Moneymaker takes down
Moneymaker,
Ozone there
1v1
for the
versus
Siphon.
Sharkman.
Gives him a little bit of builds to work with. He's got a shield as well. This can still go either way.
Oh!
Moneymaker needs this
Money,
to
come
stay
on, Money!
in contention. It's a huge pick-me-up game, but Sharkman with a little bit of advantage. 150 on the chug, and it's not going to
Oh
matter.
my gosh.
Moneymaker and Fernion from
Money
EU.
waits.
They invest everything for one of those global championship spots, and with a win monster, they are getting closer and closer.
Loki's don't like money
And
for
they
what he
did
did
that
to
off
Pete, but
the
it's all good.
new draws. A lot of teams lurking nearby. Have a Vive there. Another duo in the distance. Here we get to get another look at Clix and Rapid, who I believe we saw taking a bit of a scrappy fight, but didn't really go anywhere for them. Not really too much of a favorite of their material counts right there. Clix definitely looking a little light. And the damage looking not too hot either. They put themselves in a pretty tough spot here at the bottom of the river. This could be a focal point for all the teams nearby.
Yeah, especially since those teams on the other side, they're a little
Okay,
bit
get
more
focused here.
elevated. Marops over there in the distance, Javi and Minished as well.
Another
And even though
sinister
they're
zone,
above the
bro.
damage threshold here in this zone, if they don't get
Almost
a
a sinister zone.
single shot to connect, they will fall below in the next
Wow,
zone. So they got to
bro,
be
what?
proactive. Acorn and Bolts in that same type of pressure cooker, but they're 118 above. You know, they're looking for
Oh,
more and
bro.
more of these opportunities. On the flip side,
Veno,
though,
oh,
Agers
Agers
does
down.
get Veno back, but you can see it was just a sacrifice. He's not going to return the favor. Rightfully so, he can't. This is going to go from a 2-tick zone
Veno's
to
dead
a
here.
5-tick zone, and he is 200 below the damage threshold.
Already, so Agers got the pickup. Veno's now left to play by himself. You
Veno's
said it,
dead.
they're way off the damage threshold needed.
Guys here.
What's the play here? You have a couple of teams in a distance.
That's bone
Ayasi was
sickness?
just taken out by Cooper and Reed, so JoJo's solo there. So you can tell it's the same sort of teams, right? Clashing back and forth here.
Surge, she's 209 below.
This is a
I'll
tough spot
say-
to be in right now.
Yeah, the main thing right now isn't
58.
necessarily that there's
He's
not
dead.
too many targets, because you see
He's
them right
dead,
in
he's dead,
front.
he's dead.
It's the shockwave, the lack of it that I'm
Dead.
really worried
Oh,
about. He's trying to
Storm
make a
sickness.
last dash, but he doesn't get it. Like you're saying,
Down
the
early
storm,
again,
storm
bro.
surge,
Veno down
all of
early
it working
again.
against Veno and Agers in this game.
That 5-tick came through. The damage started flying down. Such a rough spot to be in.
Oh,
Clix, Rapid though, find Tyler there with a
Nice.
massive elimination. Think
Peterbot
about
employee
that. They
over
were
near
80
Clix and
damage
Rapid here.
above in position in one of the worst
Muzz
spots
and
you could be
Rise
in off that
alive,
beach,
but they're in
they
Storm.
moved quickly and find
Kicking for that
themselves now
opening.
very much in the race here. Veno and Agers is down and out though. That's gonna put them in just a small, maybe potentially questionable situation for the consistency qual spot. They do have quite the lead though, right? Like as far as where they're at right now, 465 is a good spot to be in, but we have seen
This
stranger
place-
things
that
happen.
place down.
Yeah, roughly at the beginning edge.
Oh, yeah,
Around
Peter.
12
AR.
placement lead, obviously 4 eliminations,
Richie and
so
Cold.
definitely could go out the window at a moment's notice, especially the way these games have been going. Ritual and Cold, 300 plus damage above the threshold. Again, another one of these teams, they position themselves on the edge. We've seen this do this already today so far, and they just look back and they just try to put shots on all these teams that are just in shambles, just trying to make their way in. There goes another elimination. And you said this yourself. That's the
Looking
thing
at-
that makes
looking
this
at
team so
grab high ground?
dangerous, is they don't greed for any of that loot. They just
everybody's
take what
on
they
that
can
right
get
side
and just
or
keep it
left side.
moving.
Now I want to start getting these updates with the
Peter,
likes of Peterbot and Boyo.
125
How are
builds.
they looking for this end
4
game?
shocks.
Things are
Almost
starting
a
to line
max
up for
chug.
them, but they're only 70 above. This is going to be a big, big problem, and they know it too. Remember,
this
things
is
turn off
crazy,
around the
though.
40-player mark, so several teams have to fall from here till then. Victor V and Queasy, we've kind of forgotten about them as things sort of got quiet. We started putting our focus in other places, right? The teams that are
I
in
know
for
they're
the
not horror
win.
games. Yeah,
and
I've
then
heard
you
of
have them
Subnautica, though.
slowly inching their way up. Muzz and Rise are alive and kicking right now. No points earned though, Jacob. So they haven't quite started to take off just yet. But we know it's the end game where they strike best.
Booga goes down.
Especially since they're free and
man.
clear. They got their early game plan
BB
down
takes Booga
packed.
down,
They got
BB and
themselves a
Curve.
cushion for Surge.
Oh,
12 players
Curve
need to
gets
go down. Even
fried.
Ritual and Cold again, sticking to the backside of the zone, just landing a massive amount of damage and eventually getting the knock onto Curve.
Damn,
he does
bro.
land on the other side, so Higgs does have one opportunity to try and get that revive. They're
BB.
over 500 damage above the threshold.
chug
You
splash
see they
skin.
have more than enough heals to get Curve up to tip-top shape, so they have definitely dodged one right there.
That's
Javi
a
and Minish on
crazy
high ground right
dodge,
now.
by the way, because they're only in 7th
But
place.
Venno
Remember,
and
the wall
Queasy are looking
is
to take it.
8 and below.
Oh no,
Such a
Muzz
close
is getting
spot to be in, but the
lobbied.
pickup is good, so we can't come out just
No,
yet. Meanwhile,
Muzz.
Muzz gets the worst type of lobby focus you can hope
Oh
for.
my
It's from
gosh,
the
this
high
is so
ground teams
unfortunate
and
for him,
below.
bro.
I was gonna say I'm not sure elevating's gonna work here, but it does at the end. He makes the right decision.
Oh, and he's below. He's 200
And now
below. He's
Surge
dead.
Is active, and he's actually below.
He's dead. He's
This
dead.
is
He's
so
dead. He's
rough.
dead. He's dead. He's dead.
They're still looking off in their direction.
He's dead,
probably
bro. He's
seeing
dead.
him peek,
Oh my gosh,
make
he's
a
dead.
window,
First place
trying
dead.
to
Oh my
get through.
gosh.
7 seconds, 25 damage. 1 tick is all he can take, and right now it almost
Oh my
seems like
gosh.
he's admitting defeat, almost trying to not give up any of those points, and they actually go on over to Booga and Braids that get the last
Damn,
shot,
bro.
leading to that elimination. Javi and a Minish. We saw it was
Muzz
Victor V and Queasy
down.
at one point. They're all the way on the low ground towards the other side of the zone. So as it now, it's Javi and a Minish
Oh,
that
BB
are looking to take the
spraying
high
his old
ground.
teammate.
Batman Booga, Curve still alive, Peterbot, Boyo still standing, Cold and Ritual still in this game as well. And the problem is now that Muzz and Rise's lead will surely change
Nice.
hands here. Taking a look at Peterbot
And
and
Peter
Boyo's
and Boyo
situation,
come
taking
back.
a look at Ritual's situation. They're about to shockwave their way into the new zone. They're already making
Minish and
rotates.
Javi on high ground here.
Looking very much solidified.
Hold
You saw
goes down.
as
Oh
people
my
are looking up,
gosh.
What's looking too good, but as we jump around, Cold actually falls to the hands of HQ.
Yeah,
Peter.
but first place down, second place down to a
Oh my gosh.
solo. That's where the point gap
Peter has
starts
this
to
opportunity
open up.
now.
From second to third place, it's 20 points,
The
and it
top
continues to kind
four
of spread
are
even more down
almost
below
dead.
that on the leaderboard for Javi and a Minish.
First,
It's not necessarily global. It's
second, and
bragging
fourth
rights,
are
it's
dead right now.
money. It's a chance to make a comeback of the ages, just like Ritual here. 16 points
gosh,
down
Ritual.
to start this
Ritual better
game,
go
and
down.
now he's feeling
Oh
the
my gosh,
pressure
Ritual
all
goes-
around the lobby. Gets stuck in the tree for a short second. He's risking too much
back to
exposure
Richie.
there, trying to use that shockwave to fly over instead of through.
I definitely like this right here, but they have to change layers. They have to play for a refresh. This is why they're forcing their
Nice.
way in, forcing their way in.
Don't
forcing
die,
their
don't
way
die, don't
in.
die, don't die.
Boya finds one, forcing their way in, forcing their way in.
What just happened?
Forcing their way in, forcing their way
What just happened? Yo.
in there. And talk about teams that need to change layers. Ritual jumps down as well. You can see him just scrambling here as he's already lost Cold. Trying to work his way through. Barely any mats here. Just a couple heals. He's going to have to go ahead and do what he can with this. But so many different teams in this end game here. This is going to start to condense the points up at the top.
Oh, no, wait.
Yeah,
They're
with
still
this
alive.
being
Acorn and
the
Bolt still alive.
last two
Never mind.
games, all these little
I think Acorn
moments
and-
matter.
Acorn and Colt-
Every
or
point really
Acorn
does
and
make
Bolt
the
are gonna be in
difference,
first.
especially for Acorn and Bolt. Third
Rapid
place
and Clix
going
having a
into
good
this
game here.
They have a
Peterbot
shot
goes up
at
for
first,
height.
just like any other. Peterbot and Boyo are trying to play for the high ground. They get overthrown once, but they replay
Come on.
it, return back
Come on,
up.
son.
Javi and a Minish are now on
Be
the
great.
back foot. Boyo is just running
Nice,
wild.
the Minish
The
goes down.
spray
No,
is coming in
jump.
from all directions.
Oh my gosh, never mind.
Finally, Peterbot shows up, alleviates
Oh
that
my gosh.
pressure, leads to the
Javi.
downfall of a Minish, but Poyo's also on the low ground
Drops.
as well.
He didn't see Javi. Javi was actually lurking in the storm there.
Oh,
but
nice.
he misses the important shot.
Go.
And he
you're
delivers
so
the
low.
move for Peterbot and Boyo. But now the low ground
Oh, they're
team
gonna
starts
get
to take focus to them. Acorn, Bolt see what's going on here.
Oh,
Ozone
no.
and Golden as well are lurking nearby. And there's a
Peterbot
lot
and
of teams
Boyo
here
so
looking to set
low.
themselves up for a new high ground take. Bolt,
Show us high
Acorn
ground.
trying to get their feet back into race here.
Dude, show
They're
us
at
high
4
ground,
eliminations, and
please.
still, look at him peeking for high
Clix
ground.
kills Ozone.
You even got everything going down for Clix and Rapid.
Acorn
Global
goes
spots,
up.
First place spots, top 5. There's
Oh
so
my
much
gosh,
up for
Boy goes
grabs
down
here
to
in this game
craze.
alone. As
Peterbot
now, Acorn and
solo,
Bolt's
Peter
at the high
solo.
ground. Peterbot all by himself, still trying to find this elimination. He needs it on the craze to stay alive.
Gets
and
the kill,
site
but he
finish just
dies.
Seconds too late. Peterbot will fall. We got Clix
Ah,
and Rapid still
bruh.
up. Acorn and Bolt still up. Liam and Chase as well. Everybody
Oh
else
my
kind of
gosh.
full and intact with their teammate by their
Rapid
side.
and Clix
The
are
biggest
still
mistake
alive,
might be
bro.
letting Clix and Rapid actually get a little bit of HP. Curve here as a solo down below ground will become the siphon.
BB
for
versus
one,
Clix.
But no, Batman Booga is still in the game.
Oh,
He's
no,
moving.
Clix,
He's
Clix,
dancing.
Clix,
He
Clix.
knocks Clix there, but Rapid gets the finish. Now here comes the
Oh my gosh.
switch out for
Rapid
the
plays his
meds,
meds.
for the heals. This is the only thing that he actually can do here to try to stay in the game. Liam still alive
Bolt
below ground.
wins.
Acorn and
Bolt
Bolt's
and
up
Acorn
top.
win here.
It's all going to come down to actually how Rapid plays this out next.
Yeah, he's gonna
Oh,
be the
just
disruptor.
sprayed.
If he attacks low,
Bolt's an Acorn.
high ground's
Look
gonna
at it.
drop.
Oh.
If he goes up, low ground's
Oh,
gonna try
Bolt's
to make a play. There
Acorn,
goes the
wait.
first down. Bolt's actually takes down Liam. Back to back from Bolt's right now,
It's still
trying to
alive.
save it. But Rapid is still healing off outside of the zone. It is gonna be a 1v1, but as soon
It's
as
a
that
Bolt's
med
win.
kit stops, it is
They
over.
played the music
Bolt's
early.
and Acorn Game
Yo.
11, when it matters most,
Nice.
come out with a victory royale.
Duos
Oh,
in the
Richie.
top 10.
Richie's still in
So
second.
right now, Clix
Acorn in first.
and Rapid are holding
Muzz in
on
third.
to the one of those
Pound-
spots, essentially
oh my
the
gosh, Peterbot
6th
playing
and final
fourth.
spot of placement.
Clix in 10th, bro.
Kelly,
My
and then
gosh.
I look at the top 4, and all of these teams could very
It's so
well,
close.
in this final game, look to fight for the #1 spot.
It's so close,
well,
bro. It is so
Zeke,
close,
if you
bro.
say
Come
number
on.
1 spot, then I'm a little biased to talk about Peterbot and
Dude, you have
Pollo.
to. You have to. You have to.
You
You
know,
have to.
they
Dude, you have to.
yesterday
You have to
ended
talk
the
about these
day
guys.
off in the first spot, and I think a lot of us were expecting for them to continue that snowball today, but a few hitches in their plan, maybe a few early
Might go somewhere else.
eliminations.
He's able to
However,
do that. Low-key,
in
yeah,
this game, we
but that's the
finally
psychology of
start
it.
to see them pick things back up, start to show
Acorn goes
that
somewhere
they
else
are
and
here to
Peterbot
win.
and
They've
Pollo
already
don't land on
qualified.
them,
They don't need to worry about the global championships.
then-
but it is Peterbot and Pollo.
Like,
If
think about it. If they
anyone
don't land on
is
them,
fighting
then
for
they're
first
just
place,
like-
if anyone is ignoring
they're
the
losing.
qualification spots,
They're
ignoring
just
the
landing on
money,
somebody else for
it
no
is
reason.
this duo right
They're
here.
basically griefing
The
their
crazy
game on
thing about
purpose.
Peterbot and Pollo's performance so far across
But then if they
these
do-
11 games, and this
And
is
they
gonna
do
be
go to their
crazy
POI,
second, I'm
they have the
about to say
opportunity to
it.
lose. Feel
They
me?
have yet to get a double
Or they could, like,
eliminate, like a double
Peterbot can
digit
go
to their
elimination
POI,
game.
but then
they don't
Acorn
even
can
have
go to
a
his
single
POI.
game with 10 plus
So-
eliminations. They're like
And they're right next to each
synonymous
other.
for that. And so
Sinister
far, it
is
has not happened. What
really
better way for
close
Peterbot and Pollo
to
to
Frosted
make a comeback
Flats.
here, down an incredible amount of points.
we'll
to
see what
finally
happens.
pull
We'll see
out
what
one of those
happens.
games. Keep a close eye.
A grand finals
What's gonna
weekend,
happen?
It has been looking at how things have played out. If you are moneymaker Infinite and you're thinking about the commitment you have made to travel
Oh,
to
I think
NA,
Peter and
how
Pollo are going
much
their
does
spot.
qualifying to globals means to you? If
Oh.
it's everything you're here to do, well, you have to contest
They're not landing on it.
Clix and Rapid, because if they get any further away from you, it's going to be mathematically impossible for you to close that gap. So that is the question. Then on the other side, you have, of course, the race for first place. Acorn and Bolts have put the biggest target on their back, as they are now at 570 and in the lead.
And they
Just
and
a
then where
huge
Booga
gap
is.
to overcome, but no moneymaker for Nyan. Not necessarily landed on Clix and Rapid. Same strategy that they had in that last game over towards Golden Grove. They didn't necessarily lurk over to take the fight. They went elsewhere, kind of what they're doing now, but they have way more attention
Nice.
in this game that they did
Good shit,
have
Booga.
in that last one.
Yeah, push 'em
Booga
away,
and Braids
bro.
trying to push them away from Golden
Weirdos.
Grove.
Yeah, I like that play from Booga and Braids.
Oh,
Obviously,
Moneymaker's
there's a lot
dead
right
here,
on the line
bro.
for them, but now Quick and Avari, you know, they've kind of had their own little bits of
Oh, money
back and
is
forth with
dead.
Fanata Moneymaker getting a little piece of their own medicine there. Unfortunately, now getting collapsed on between the two teams, and everyone knows exactly
happens when you-
what
when you
duo
lose to
that
Peter,
was.
bro.
Booga Braids happy with their initial
Good
loadout
shit,
and the
Booga.
spoils of war that they earned from this.
Go
They're
crazy,
actually gonna
Booga.
keep pushing.
Be great, son.
I mean, we ever talking about, you know, it's just much harder.
Is Booga blind?
Near, improbable for it happening, but Booga and Braids,
Oh my
it's
gosh,
gonna need a
Booga's
miracle.
blind.
Maybe even 2. But maybe the 20, 30
Nice.
eliminations,
Good shit,
one of those
Booga.
crash out games that we do see. Right now, they already have 2 eliminations here.
Yeah, crash out,
and
boy.
a couple more teams in the distance that they continue this streak on.
Well, this is really interesting. If they start off hot like that and
Third
can
parties
pick
in
up
the loadout.
about
Okay.
6 or so eliminations, you know, we were trying to think about what would it take. You need to effectively win the game
He's
and
locked,
just
bro. He's
ball
teed.
out on the lobby. It's a very difficult thing to do, but we have seen it.
Why is Okus here?
Over 20 eliminations. I don't know the exact number, but I just
Oh
did a little
my
bit of quick
gosh,
math.
Okus
over
is
20
lurking.
eliminations with a victory for Booga
Is
and
he?
Braids. It's definitely possible, but it's not just Moneymaker and F9 that they have to take down. It's Clix and Rapid.
Don't tell me he kills
It's Josh
Pete, bro.
Yamzo. It's those players above them inside of that bubble that also need a spot. He actually picks up another elimination onto Alongo. Braids does go down, so they're actually going to go for a double res on either side. But again,
Booga
they're just
reses
keeping the train rolling.
Braids.
They're giving themselves a chance. It might be a hard one, but they are up
That's
for the
for
fight.
us.
At the end of the day, this is what I can respect. This is what I think the entire community can most definitely respect. You put it all on the line and you play for that
They're
win.
important. Look at
Take a
kill
look
on
at
Webb.
this Peterbot, though.
Kills Webb.
Force King, whatever he can down right now. This is going to be
Early.
gunning down Webster here. Very nice pickup for him. Good set of eliminations.
I don't know if
Webster
Curdy wants to
already
fight this,
farmed
bro.
for
It's
him.
Peterbot and Pollo.
And of course the extra damage as well. The new team's pushing in. It's actually
He's
Curly.
crashing.
Curly's doing a good job of pushing Peterbot back, taking away those piece control, forcing him into a whole nother box, expending a lot of their materials. They
they're just-
expected to
they're
jump
just
on one
griefing him.
team, but I'm not sure how crowded they expected this to actually be,
just
because there's
griefing?
another player up towards the north that's staring down, maybe
Yeah,
even
they're
trying to
just
get
crashing
damage.
out on him.
Curly directly knocking on the wall. Encrypted is there as well. That's Webster's duo still up in this game for the two initially fighting it out. Tyler gets third party just a little bit, but it's
Oh,
not
bro.
slowing him down because he's landing an immense amount of damage onto Pete.
Yeah, Peterbot recognizing this is a really tough fight to take. He's probably
Nice.
second
Good shit,
guessing
Poyo.
what duo this is as
Oh my
well.
gosh, oh my gosh, no, 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 don't die, don't die, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die.
Acorn and Cold and everyone else that lands not too far off. They tend to kind of get and
So
rotate
Curly
in
and
position
Tyler
near
are
each
just
other.
like full
But no
grief,
information downloaded just yet. This is just, again, a
bro.
battle.
They're such a bad position.
Real scrappy one at that. Curly and Tyler put up a really good defense.
Peterbot is
It's not
so
just encrypted
low,
in the
bro.
distance. It's playing for Webster. It's Nut and CDZ on the top side of that mountain. Probably watching the feed, waiting for one of these guys to fall. Booga gets another elimination onto Quick as well, keeping it going on the Golden
Gosh, they're
Grove
gonna
side
die.
of the map of Poyo. Any open space, the shots
Nice.
from Tyler Curly are connecting, but there goes a big shot to kind of slow down the roll that Curly has been on so far in this fight, but no extra
Nice.
HP heals. Peterbot
No,
has
Peterbot was
just gone
down.
Game 12. The pressure is on Poyo yet again. Shockwave to try
Oh,
and create
Peterbot and
distance.
Poyo
That one's not gonna work, and
dead.
in comes that third party. Oh no is right. CDZ and Nut are the ones to take down Poyo and eventually lead to them.
Curly
getting
and
sent
Tyler
back
are
to the
so
lobby.
weird for
That's the first
fucking
time we see
doing
Peterbot
that,
and
bro.
Poyo fall in a final
That is
game
so
when they're on
cringe.
the hunt for a first place run.
Bro, they just full
And who
crashed
knows
on
how
them.
long, to be honest, or ever for that matter. But
Dog,
either
that is
way,
different levels of cringe,
I like
bro.
what was going on there. I like the idea they needed to close the gap with eliminations, the same way you see other teams looking to push it right now. However,
Just full
Tyler
crash on them,
and
bro.
Curly, where was this all tournament long? They have dug
Yeah,
in
bro,
deep,
they're
and
fully,
they're in
yeah,
the
bro, they're just
trenches right now,
griefing.
playing very well.
And even
Curly
now
and
the
Tyler are
third
just
party
griefing them,
is on
bro.
the back foot. Nuts already down.
Full grief.
CDZ just trying to survive.
So dumb, bro.
And he meets that same fate. Tyler and Curly, a couple of quick eliminations here
They're
to
just
rise
dick, bro.
up that leaderboard. Just
Bro,
trying to get
is
in the
Rapid
next
dead?
money pocket threshold. Just trying to increase their
Rapid
earnings
is
for this
dead?
tournament. But again, the struggles.
Oh
Not sure how
my
Rapid went down,
gosh,
but Clix is
bro.
literally by himself, and he is that line.
This is really bad.
Oh my
This is
gosh,
even worse
there's
for
no way.
Moneymaker and Phenom, because they were so close to Clix and Rapid. Like, all they had to do is genuinely outperform them and then outplay
They're just getting
somebody
crashed
to
on,
Origin.
bro.
And we'll Rapid down. Contrap and Darcy have actually singled out Clix. They know he's here. Clix has to play very well. How badly
Mini
does he
pump.
want it?
Couldn't even
We
hit
know
him
he's
hard.
got a big gap between him and
Come
everyone
on,
else,
Clix,
but
be great, son.
again, you don't want to give Victor V and Queasy the runway, because if you do, they might run away with it. Pressure's
Especially
on
since
Clix.
Think Clix 1v2
Crazy and
this,
Victor
bro?
V are not even necessarily the target or anybody's radar.
Don't panic, don't panic, don't
This is a
panic.
huge moment here for Clix, essentially playing for a global championship spot in this fight. In a 1v2, there is a whole nother team just to the right of them at a mending machine. Maybe Clix is hoping somebody else hears that and looks to crash the party, but as of now, you can see he's burning through every single resource that he has. Material being dwindled down. He does have some extra bigs, but he hasn't taken too much damage to dig that deep into his resources. And it's Boji and Alongo, the ones on the other side.
I was going to say, he also hasn't given damage either. So because you haven't given the damage, that team's not going to respect you enough to back off just yet. Instead, they're taking shots, trying to fish through the builds, weakening them so they can get visuals to look through. Clix just has to kind of wait this one out. Darcy, Contrap keeping their HP up. The fact that they're using Chug Jugs is telling us that they're probably looking to stick around for quite a while.
There goes. They're trying to burst into the box. 2v1.
Nice!
This is where they're trying to use their numbers, but it doesn't
Nice.
necessarily work for them. Big shot from Clix, slowing them down. Now Alongo and Boji have heard enough noise. They're making their way on over, and this could be the miracle he's looking for. He's been using this Chug Jug the entire time to keep himself topped off, so one shot or a move like this doesn't take him down, and he is like water flowing through
Nice!
these builds to stay alive. Misses that first shot.
Nice!
He
Oh
is
my
doing
gosh!
so much here to keep him and Rapid in control. intention. That first down is going to be the biggest one. Trying to alleviate some of that pressure. Contract drops
gosh.
right back on down. And Clix is missing a couple shots here, but he is still keeping ahead in this fight.
He's
Oh,
playing-
no, there's
he's
another
playing well
team.
right now. 4 points. A new team comes in. They take the little bit there. He does get a couple extra maps. Can he scramble out of the box here? I'm not sure if he's going to be able to survive, but another duo comes.
Another team comes.
He actually gets bailed out. Clix might be
Oh
able to
my
go
gosh.
just a little bit further here.
Yeah, he tries to stop the heels. He doesn't want to give up too much information here. Curly and Tyler, they don't know, but they have just rescued Clix here out from the depths of potentially going down. And since Boji is still here moving around, they can't even shift their focus on over to
Bro,
see
Clix
how
has
many
to
players
dip,
are
bro.
still
He has
here.
to
And he's going
leave.
to use that monster. He's going to use this as
Oh my
a
gosh,
moment
Clix gets
to
out. He
finally
gets out. Yo, this
disengage.
guy's the
But
GOAT,
without
bro.
too
Oh
many
my
white
gosh,
heels,
there's no
he
way
is
he gets
on
out.
a clock.
And remember, he's earned a couple more points. So for anyone who's trying to push
Oh my gosh, bro.
onto
W
the
Clix,
heels
bro.
of Clix and Rapid, these points are
Oh
the
my gosh,
worst case
W Clix, bro.
scenario
W
for
Clix,
you.
bro.
And
W
now
Clix.
Clix gets to sit in
Oh
the
my
distance. He
gosh,
still has
there's
that
no
make
way
hit.
this
He's
just
got
happened.
A little bit more to work with, and he can comfortably rotate here. What a turn of events there, Jacob.
Dude. Actually nuts, dude.
That's
Dude, it's so
all I can
intense,
really
bro.
say
Good shit,
after
Clix.
watching all that shakeout is wow.
Oh my
this
gosh.
is some of the best Fortnite we have seen Clix play in
Venom.
such a long time. Don't let
Agers.
the position on the
Onto
leaderboard
Reed
fool
now.
you, because he right now is the sole reason why they are still in this
My
game.
gosh, bro. There's
As you
actually
see,
no way.
Feno Agers much higher up on that leaderboard in a much more comfortable spot for sure, but don't like what they're seeing here out of Reed and Cooper. They could potentially try to take this
Bolt.
fight, but if they
Chilling
go
up there.
down, it was almost all for nothing
Acorn,
because they are
Bolts.
literally right there. 8 type fights. They have created themselves a distance away from everybody else and potential danger. So it shouldn't necessarily be a problem, or at least not for now. We'll see where the zone continues to flow. And again, Monster, it's working in Queasy and Victor V's favor as we move towards the north.
Wait, did we ever get that
Duel to
update with
above.
Clix? Did he actually make it? I don't even know at this point. Because
Can you
remember,
show us
he
Clix?
is the line as well. Last we
Please?
saw him, he was deep in the storm trying to rotate. On the other side, though, look at Bolts and Acorn making these very fast rotates. They are wasting no time. They're putting everything on the
Wait, I
line,
thought
using
I
these
saw-
shockwaves early. Make it to the half and half
Oh
out.
no,
Meanwhile,
Muzz
and
died in
Ride are down.
Storm.
The championship run has come to a
Oh
close.
my gosh,
And we-
bro.
Wanted to see them do well. They came so
It's
close
over,
there, Jacob.
bro.
But in the end, 3rd place is where they sit now.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
because of
gotta
Peter,
be
bro.
happy that you kind of essentially qualified for the global championship. But, you know, you're
Clix?
so
Where's
close
Clix?
to
Where's
the win.
Clix?
It all depends on how you look
Where's
at
Clix?
it.
Where's
And
Clix?
you know how these competitors are. If they're not first, they're last.
Clix
or at least
dead?
that's what they have in their minds.
Oh, he's good. He's
But
his
maybe
zone. Let's
tomorrow they'll
go.
begin to celebrate. Clix does get rapid. This is the update you were looking for. I know he had the reboot off, but I was
Oh, but we need a
questioning the
refresh.
material. I was questioning the loadout. I don't know where this key leads, but I'm sure it is long gone behind him because he was carrying that when he was at the sanctuary.
Hey, he's got it, though. It's in his pocket. That's all that matters. Hopefully, it brings him a little bit of
He
luck
has a
right
low
now.
key.
Well, 27. As far as the remaining duos in the game, 26 now. Placement points are going to start being given out here shortly. Yamzo, Josh still cooking here on the low ground. For Yamzo and Josh at this point, it's a fight for the dollar signs as they're earning their
Dollar
way
signs.
closer and closer through. Globals is only getting more and more interesting as you start looking at who is going to be earning their qual spots now.
Trying to go ahead and get that next money placement. Every placement, as you were saying, you've been alluding to, is just more and more money. They're past the pockets and into the individuals as Cold Ritual. They're not just fighting for money, still fighting for that 1st place spot. I see a lot shaking out across in the distance, and they're just trying to disrupt it just a little bit. Enough
Oh, we got
they
so
can
much
continue
ammo.
to progress with their surge, and you're kind of seeing the check-in from multiple teams around the lobby.
Yo, we need a refresh
Clix and
like
Rapid
so
still looking
bad
strong,
right
and
now.
now we've reached the meat and the potatoes, which is those placement points. They've
They have
gotten 2
no
so far,
match,
which isn't
bro.
many, but the longer Clix and Rapid stay in this game,
Nice, they got a
the
refresh.
more chances of it becoming mathematically impossible for anybody
shit.
else.
Yeah, that's right. I did see Victor and Queasy still
Not the best
rotating
refresh,
through.
but it's
Remember, they
something.
need a
It's something.
win at this point, and they are playing for the high ground. But if Clix and Rapid are still standing, that win condition is out of the window. Curve, Batman, Booga trying to fight for a top 3 spot. Can they overtake Peterbot and Muzz's position? For Ritual and Cold, it's a
Richie and
race to
Cold.
maintain first place here and win this entire tournament.
They're first.
But nobody said it was going to be smooth sailing. 50 below the damage threshold.
Oh, they're
Gets worse,
below.
falls
No,
to
man.
67. But they're not necessarily
love to
losing
see a
focus.
Cold
They
and
know what
Richie
it
win,
feels
bro.
like to be below Surge, the back of zone. So they're trying to take it one step at a time. Get towards the front, open up that window, and look back. And that's how they're going to try to get those numbers. Victor V and Queasy up above. It's just something they're not going to have to deal with here. 6 players need to go down. Storm Surge will turn off, but they're immediately targeting Taki out from the outside. He's taking Storm damage and eventually damage from Vic.
This is what they
Oh,
need.
they're below.
Clix
No, they're below.
falls
They're
on the
below.
rotate. 24, 41
Oh my gosh,
below.
jump in,
Couple
jump in.
players still have the ball here.
Nice.
Rapid needs to jump in. He gets Tyler 4 more points for Rapid and
Oh,
Clix,
we're rich.
keeping the tournament dream
Clix is down,
alive.
though.
55
Rapid,
above now.
come on,
That's
son,
gonna
be
leave
great.
A little bit of pressure. Rapid gets to clutch this one out by himself now. A little bit of lobby focus though, as he's in the ultimate low ground. But
Where's he?
look
Where's
at
he?
high ground, position up. Victor
Where's
and
Rapid?
Queasy need to start finding eliminations before the lobby thins itself out.
Yeah, that's going to be the most important thing because
Nice.
win
Oh,
is not going to be enough.
Not gonna lie.
Because Bolts, Acorn, they find themselves their first elimination of this
No,
game.
Rapid
4
goes
more
down,
points there. As
man.
Rapid and Clix go down.
Oh, no.
23rd place. All eyes on Queasy and Victor V. They
Somebody
are the ones that
go
are
on
next
height,
up.
bro. Go on height
the
and
ones that
get
could
Queasy and Vino, or
potentially
get Queasy and Victor
if
V out of there, bro,
they can
please.
win the game and pull through, but first you gotta get through all the other teams. Veno, Ager still
Bro, do
standing
not
now.
let Victor V and
Take a
Queasy
look
win
at
this
who's
game,
alive.
bro.
You see
Please,
Ritual
bro.
and
We
Cold
need
here,
Clix at
finding their
land.
first elimination. Finally, they're also starting to close the gap.
Nice.
If you want the championship run, you're
Oh, I
needing to
think
do
Cole.
more.
I think
And
Cole's
Cold
got
and
it, bro.
Ritual
They're
are
looking
starting
too
to do
good,
it.
bro.
They find another
Yo, somebody send hype, bro.
Taking apart Golden and Ozone. The materials, even though it might be few, it's
Oh my
plenty
gosh,
for
we
them
get
in
the
this
kill.
situation. But it might as
Richie
well
goes
too
down.
soon. They bleed through the builds.
Oh,
Ritual goes down. Cole thinks
no.
about the decision for the revive, but more spray comes their way. He has to abandon ship.
Yo,
And now
somebody
if he wants
send
to win
hype,
this
bro.
FNCS, it's going to be as a solo.
Oh, he gets
That was
chopped.
to the hands of Curve there. Meanwhile,
Oh,
a
Victor
fight
V
for
gets
high
low.
ground. Batman
Curve goes up
Booga,
for it.
Curve coming through. Higgs and Curve want to do it. They're putting it all on the line. Barely any mats to work with.
Show us high
Bolt's
ground,
holding
bro.
on here. Bolt's
Acorn
is
goes
also
down.
a solo. That means that the points are going to get even more condensed now. But Cold is still in this. Does Cold want it more
Ager
than
gets a
Bolt?
kill.
Can he outperform
Cold.
him here and now and overtake
Bolts
him by 30
to
plus
save the
points?
win.
Who's going to be the first to fall? Who's going to be one
Nice.
step closer to winning the championship? First though, Bolts with a monster shot there, gets the knock shortly
Victor V goes
afterwards.
down.
Jacob, this is close.
Queasy kills
Yeah, Bolts
Curve.
goes down outside
Oh
of
my
the
gosh,
top
Queasy
10.
kills BB.
Cold can still win this. Placement points
Oh my gosh,
alone
Queasy
without
dies, Queasy
another
dies.
elimination.
Queasy's dead,
You see the
Queasy's
struggle
dead.
He's going through. Even Bolts on the
I think Clix is good.
has
Clix
to
makes
figure
it.
out a way down, but Cold is going to get eliminated, and
Cold
that
goes
is
down.
going to be it.
Acorn and Bolts have
Acorn
won
are your
FNCS.
Major 2 champions.
Wow,
Even with 0
good
builds
shit,
left,
dude.
you can see he wants to win this game.
W's for Acorn,
because
man.
winning
W's for
is
Acorn.
not enough. He wants to be the best in
Nice,
the world.
good
And there
shit.
goes a big elimination onto Verd. He is not done just yet.
Way to put the icing on the cake. Bolts really flexing
Oh.
what he is capable
Oh.
of. The adrenaline's running another knock for good
Nice,
measure.
dude,
And
nice.
just like
Ager's
that,
on high ground.
The highlight reel starts to rack up. Meanwhile, Veno, Ager's fighting for more placement points, more eliminations, more points
Ager's on a
for
tree.
the money and the dollar signs here at the end of the day. Ager's playing the tree. He's got plenty to work with. What a tournament so far it has been.
No, it definitely has. And for Veno and Agers, they can overtake Higgs and Curve. They can
Finish
overtake
dead.
Peterbot and Poyo. They can maybe overtake Muzz and Rise. So they're still fighting for a potential top 3 spot here in the finals. BMJ from the backside, out of Chug Chug, has to go forward. Good amount of damage onto Veno, trying to cut their momentum short. But Agers trying to
Damn.
save the day. He gets the elimination,
Damn.
bringing it down to our final 2v2 situation. Maraps and QK are going to be the ones down below. They're trying to strike, not give them time to heal. There goes the first knock, so it's all up to Agers. There's a 9-point difference just for the win, and it's not going to go their way. Maraps and QK out
Oh.
of nowhere win the last game of the day.
Nice job for them to go ahead and just pad the stats and finish off
Stat
their
padding.
tournament well. But at the end
Show
of
us
the day,
the
Jacob,
leaderboard,
it was
please.
a fight for first place there. And it looks
Show
like
us the
we have
leaderboard,
our
bro.
champions.
Please, bro.
Congratulations there to everyone that competed. Zeke, that's going to be it from us.
Jacob, PR, MDF, fantastic set of games, fantastic cast.
Oh my gosh.
My gosh, of course, Kelly, of course. This comes down to a solo clutch of Cold versus a solo clutch of Bolts. And of course, Fortnite is and does what it does. Acorn and Bolts, though, coming out on top. I can't believe it. And as our casters called out, Bolts going for those moments, making sure he is trying to prove he is the best in the world.
Acorn and Bolts.
Congratulations, Acorn
Dub.
and Bolts, your major
Bro, Acorn just won an
champions.
FNCS at the age of 22,
We
bro.
saw
It's
in
wild.
day number 1 just how consistent they were, getting an average placement of 7 over the whole 6 games we saw from day number 1, but they never placed above
22,
5th
bro.
place.
He's
And then as
22.
we started day number 2,
Yeah, bro
Acorn
is
and
unked,
Bolts
but he's
looked like
winning
they started a
FNCS.
little
Like, think
slow,
about that.
not
That's insane.
necessarily bad, but of course it was the penultimate game where they grabbed their victory royale and 7 eliminations, and that really is where things just took
Wow.
off. We knew as soon as all these other top teams were starting to go down and we saw the solo clutch coming out of our big players that this was our major 2 winners right here. Huge shout outs to Bolts and Acorn. Wasn't really a doubt in anyone's mind, Vivid.
Definitely
Yeah, bro,
were
not gonna
some doubts out there. I mean, not a lot of people were kind of throwing Acorn and Bolts into the conversation. Of course, we had some of the
I had him on
favorites like
second.
Peterbot and Polio up there to
I had
go
him at
ahead
second
and
shot.
win
I had him
this
at second.
FNCS. But yeah, you mentioned it, the consistency from
I had
Acorn
Polio
and
and
Bolts
Peter
on the
winning, but
back
bro,
foot
that-
of all of
they
the
got grief
clutches,
by
all
it.
of the solo clutch points that they
By
were
Curly.
able to pick up as a team. I mean, we entered game number 12 and Acorn and Bolts were already
Fine.
on the number upwards of 100.
They're quad anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They just
Solo
win,
clutch
I
points,
think,
making up
globals.
a large portion
But
of
even
the
that is
total
difficult, bro.
617 that they were able to pick up over the course of 12
Guys,
games.
bro.
And Acorn and Bolts, man. I mean, for
Acorn,
Acorn himself,
Bolts,
of course,
Vico.
gotta be solidified
It's
now
just like, it's a lot.
as, if not the greatest, one of the greatest IGLs in the game, and do it
Yep.
alongside Bolts. I mean, these guys, they gotta be ecstatic.
We got to turn attention to these leaderboards. All right, we can't forget, obviously, congratulations to them. Want to give them the props, the flowers that they deserve. But we can't forget, we also have 6 spots going to the global championship. We saw Clix and Rapid in that game go to a crazy
Yes!
situation.
Clix
where
makes
has
it!
to solo clutch and then fight to reboot Rapid, who then has to solo clutch
Wow,
a little
bro.
bit further on.
Let's go, chat.
Dude, Vivid, I'm blown away. Today's games
Dude, this is
were
nuts.
phenomenal.
Yeah, without
Holy
a doubt,
clutch,
I mean,
bro.
Clix, obviously here in game
slammed
number 12,
Darzy,
I think
bruh.
when everything was all said and done, because we saw Queasy,
He just
and
slammed
Victor V
Darzy.
and Moneymaker and F9 kind of go down early in this game. Clix staying alive here would not have ended up mattering on the leaderboard, but I mean, just the mechanical prowess that he was able to bring out. I mean, we were watching this live, and I was like, looking at the edits that Clix was hitting. Not only was he hitting like hard edits, like some of the ramp flips and everything like that,
Insane, bro.
but he just like did
Insane.
it miss and edit, right? So when the pressure was on, when he started to feel that his global qualification was potentially slipping away, he did not falter. And listen, Clix and Rapid, they're going to walk away with 12th place in this FNCS, but they were so close to placing so much higher. And I mean, Kelly, they got to be proud about this one.
I mean, Vivid, you say that game did
All right, chat. Well, this is our FNCS Major 2 finals.